The water was warm, but now water is in the boiling state in Europe. If anything happens further from the Russian side, then it will reach the gaseous state. The situation will go out of the hand of the United Nations or any peaceful nation on earth. We are making such kind of statements because in a recent move, the Russian President Vladimir Putin recognized the true breakaway regions of the eastern Ukraine. One is Donetsk and another is Luhansk. After recognizing these two regions as independent republic, Russia sent troops and the tanks in these Russian rebel occupied region in the name of the peacekeepers. The Russia justifies their move by referring to the Minsk peace agreement, but the European Union and the US is saying that it is a grave violation of the Minsk peace agreement, and sending the troops into the territories is an act of war. Because the Russia sends the troops into the Ukrainian territory, legally it is the part of the Ukraine. So the world is converging against Russia to punish them. That is why the Putin's announcement drew the international condemnations and immediate US sanction as promised by the US President Joe Biden. This is a clear violation of international law, and the Russia disobey the Ukraine sovereignty and the territorial integrity. That forced the US President signed an executive order imposing sanctions that target the two Russian-backed breakaway republics in the eastern Ukraine in a swift response to the Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision to recognize the region as independent. The sanctions order bars the new investment, trade, and the financing by the US person to, from, or in the so-called Donetsk and the Luhansk People's Republic. The order also provides authority to impose the sanctions on any person determined to operate in those areas in the Ukraine. According to the American officials, the administration will later announce the additional measures related to the Putin's unilateral announcement. If the Russia further invade Ukraine, in that case the USA and its ally are preparing for swift and the severe economic measures. Russian move made the West and the East furious. The Russia made the false claims before taking these decisions. First, the explosions in the eastern Ukraine that the Russian state media happened to be in that place to cover in the middle of the night, as well as the videos of the alleged emergency evacuation calls, whose metadata shows that they had been created the days before their release. Then the nuclear deal made the world believe the war is imminent, but the Russia want peace. Here the Russia played the game very smartly under the nose of the US CIA. According to its report, the US President Joe Biden released the Ukraine's attack by the Russia on the date 16th February, which claimed to be a false claim. The Russia made fool out of everything, out of everyone, because they came up with a plan not to withdraw from the Ukrainian matter until the West agreed to the Putin's demands. But now the Russia have to stop this nonsense because it has reached its tipping point. The Britain will impose the sanction on Russia on economical background on Tuesday. The Germany and the France also planning to do same. The Germany has already suspended the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline in the response to the Russia's actions to the Ukraine. The 27 European nation members are also planning to halt the Russian businesses in Europe. The China is asking for the total restraint from the both sides. The Japan is asking for the global ban on the Russian businesses. So situation has become very, very volatile in this time. So the Russia have to restrain of doing anything nonsense. So the situation is very, very volatile. As I say, due to this, the oil price reached its zenith. The oil price is costing $96 per barrel. If the Russia further invaded the Ukraine using the tricks, then it will be isolated from the global financial market and be deprived of the most sophisticated technological inputs. Due to this kind of isolation, intense capital outflow will happen from the Russia. The pressure on its currency will be unbearable. The ruble will touch its the bottom. The Russia will going to face the severe surging inflation. The Russia will have to borrow goods at the higher cost, and its economical contraction will be inevitable. The Russia will also face the erosions of its productive capacity. So Russia have to take some control steps right now, otherwise the things will go out of hand from the Russia due to the financial control and the export ban from the other nations. I do not think that Russia is trying to evolve its economy like the Venezuela or the Colombia. If the Russia wants to make itself an economical superpower very seriously, then they have to work on economy and the social development that is required for the Russia to make itself an economical giant, and they have to solve these problems through the diplomatic channel. Now the first question is, which of the following was the ruler of the Russia during World War One? First option is Louis XVI, second option is Tsar Nicholas II, third option is Tsar Nicholas I, and fourth option is Louis XTV. And the second question is, society in the 18th century Europe was divided into, first option is caste and the classes, second option is estate and the orders, third option is liberal, radicals and the conservative, fourth option is religious groups. If anyone have any questions about this topic, please contact me through my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.